Leaning power pole. Electric cable too close to the roof. Our power supply conduit with the weatherhead. The wires are turned around backwards so that we do not have a drip loop to keep water from going down into the system. The electric meter should be sealed on 3 sides to help prevent moisture infiltration into the wall. Fast forward, this is the water heater temperature pressure relief valve. It's been restricted, pretty much hammered closed, and it's not pointed towards the ground. Back up. Condensing unit, HVAC condensing unit. Okay. 410A, no longer manufactured in the United States, no longer imported in the United States legally. They do have it, they have stockpiles of it. Is the price going up? Yes, the price is going up. We also read this, we learn that our unit is 13 years old. 13 years old. Okay. This equipment is engineered on paper to last 20 years. It might last 35 years. But Las Vegas is going to give you 14. It doesn't have to even last that long. It could die at 5. It's made it to 13 years. It's done just about everything we expected it to do. They only last about 14 years in this area. It might last longer, and I hope it does. But just know that this is an old man with a rapidly becoming obsolete, with an obsolete refrigerant. We've got some exposed electric junctions on top of the fan right there. Okay, kids can get out here and play on that and get a little dose of electricity. Our refrigerant piping, this is no longer acceptable. We need a more robust insulation on this. 13 years ago, this was acceptable. 2015, let's see where we got here. 2011, yeah, about 3 more years later, then they started requiring it to become solid. Our Schrader valve caps would, at that time, became required to be anti-theft. Schrader valve caps, look that up in the dictionary. Schrader valves, that's the refrigerant piping service valve port access cap. How about that? This is our electric service disconnect right in here. That's laced up pretty good. It's an old box, but it's pretty good. And it should have been sealed on 3 sides. Should have been sealed on 3 sides to help them like the meter, so the moisture doesn't go back up in there. It'll be a good video. Bear with me. Coming inside, breaking left, going down the hallway to the primary bedroom suite with the drooping fan blades, pedal blades, into the primary bedroom closet. Electric load centers should not be located inside of a closed closet. Alright, it should be labeled. We do not know what these breakers do or go to. And when I say labeled, it should be printed, not handwritten. And I know it's going to be hard because this is old and fragile, but there's ways. Then you shouldn't have a gap between the box and the wall larger than 1/4 of an inch. Okay, if this box melts down, it comes in, the fire comes out this way, comes into the house. Is that all? No. We're getting started. This is the main neutral. It should be wrapped with white tape. If you do not know that's the main neutral, you do not belong in this cabinet. I get that. But it's supposed to be wrapped with 4 straps of white tape. These are neutrals, these are grounds. You can double lug a ground. You cannot double lug, well, I guess you can, can't you? You should not double lug a neutral. Okay, so we got some double lug neutrals right in there. And then we're coming down, take the white. Okay, the black should be wrapped white, and then you got the white that's not supposed to be double lug. Now these whites are supposed to be wrapped with black tape. If you don't know that's a white hot, you don't belong in this cabinet. I get that, you know, but that's what the code says. I didn't know to write it. Then we got the debris in the cabinet. Oh man, but that's a lot. You done now? No. No, I'm not. Okay, we do not have any AFCI in here. It wasn't required in the 1980s. It just wasn't. All right, but it's a safety device. We do not have any AFCI in here. Our clothes dryer is not GFCI protected. Then also our electric range, our electric range, we should have a lockout bracket on there. And since the water heater should have its own shut off, its own service switch, it doesn't. So since the dishwasher doesn't have a service switch, it should have a lockout in here too. The lockout doesn't make up for not having the service switch, but you don't have either one, you don't have a chance. So you should have a lockout for the water heater, you should have a lockout for the furnace, or the electric heater. You should have a lockout for the range. You don't have any lockouts here. And you don't have any main disconnect switches in the proper locations in regard to the water heater and the range. So that's what we got. And then we got debris in the cabinet. Debris in the cabinet. I know it was a long one, and thank you for bearing with me.